Hi and hello everybody, it's Fern. Welcome back to another Planty video. Thank you so much for joining me for this moss pole extravaganza. Yes, this video is going to be entirely dedicated to getting my moss poles in order. We're going to be doing all moss pole chores today, so this one is dedicated to my moss pole people, or those of you who just watch my videos regardless, in which case thank you so much. But yeah, I think that literally every or almost every moss pole in my collection needs some type of maintenance, whether it is just an extension, which is super quick and easy, or a chop and extend, which obviously takes a little bit more time. I would also like to start some propagations that I've been meaning to pot up that need moss poles as well. So we definitely have our work cut out for us today, and I am getting a late start because I could not put this book down this morning. This was so good. Had me crying all of my makeup off as well. So I've tried to put things back together here, but oh my goodness, this nearly took me out this morning. So a little book rec for you if you are mentally ill or neurodivergent or seeking out therapy for the first time in your life in your 30s. Check this one out. Okay, so I've grabbed a few plants here for us to start with. I'm gonna work, I guess, from the living room clockwise again. So we have my philodendron Florida Ghost, which is just, I can't believe how stunning this plant is every time I grab it. But yeah, this one needs to be extended possibly. Well, yeah, I guess extended. It's literally only one pole. That's my only option at this point, so extended. We have my Monstera Albo, which is getting quite large, and then we also have my Marble Queen pothos, which we are going to be, I think, chop and extending. We'll see, but those are the three I'm gonna start out with working on. Words. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna go grab my moss and let's get started. Of course the sun would come out. Let's switch directions. Okay, this is the best I can do right now. I think that the sun is almost gonna be out of this area, so just bear with me here, okay? So we are simply going to pop a pole, and I'm gonna start using, because I have more of these darker colored ones. If you're new here, the moss poles that I use are from Rousseau Plant Care. They are fantastic. They open from the front, and I get this, it's like a dark teal color. I think that they call it rainforest green on the website, but they are just so well designed. The back has this clear strip so that you can still see the roots. They're fantastic. And the way that I like to extend my poles is to build the pole first and pop it on here and then fill it once it's already on there. I just find it to be easiest. So this part is gonna be inserted into the moss pole that we're putting this on top of. Boop. And then they kind of line up nicely. And now I can just go ahead and add my moss. And you'll want something to push down the moss with, so I just have a little stake. Oh, and you'll also want to move your drink or else you will end up with moss in it. I am speaking from experience. I buy my sphagnum moss in a massive brick that I can link down below if you're in Canada. It is expensive, but it lasts me literally for years. I've been pretty happy with it. I just break off a chunk from the compressed brick and I hydrate it in a tote like this. And then once this is empty, I just do the same thing, and I have like the brick stored downstairs, so I don't need to have the whole thing up here at once, because a full bin of moss lasts me a good few months. I mean, I'll probably go through a lot of it, if not all of it today, because I put off all of these moss pole chores for months and months and months, and now we're doing a ton at once. But then I'm not gonna need it again for like months until I need to do more extensions. I know so many people are stepping away from moss poles, which I totally get. Like, they are extra work and extra supplies and everything, but I just can't give them up. Like, I love growing climbers so much, and they really do They really do the best when they have a moss pole to climb, or some type of, you know, pole with a substrate that they can root into to climb. So I have reduced my number of climbers on moss poles, but I don't think I want to forego them entirely. So it really does bring me a lot of joy seeing these philodendron and monstera and whatnot climb. Figuring out that I could grow plants climbing and get really big, beautiful leaves was definitely something that really excited me. When I was getting into houseplants, when I kind of learned about them, I was like, wow, that's wild. And seeing some of the results that I've gotten with big, velvety, beautiful leaves, like, it's just unmatched. The happiness that that brings me. Okay, so this one is done. I am gonna open up probably this tab here and secure the vine inside. Also gonna remove any moss bits. I'm probably gonna shower all of these plants anyways. I'm also gonna reattach the dripper. This is also from Rousseau Plant Care. It's fantastic. It has a watering gauge, so that rises as you're filling it up with water, so you can visually see how much you are adding in. It has a little wicking cord at the bottom, and that's how the water reaches the moss. You probably can't, yeah, it's off screen, but there we go. That is back in, and now she has so much more space to climb. Okay, I ended up opening up the bottom tab of this blue one and just putting the growth point into there. So now it is all in contact. And I am gonna throw this in the shower just to give it a good wash. This plant is putting out some really creamy leaves again now that we are having more daylight and more sunshine, and the secondary vine is also putting out a new leaf right there, so we love to see it. I'm gonna go give her a good rinse and then just leave her off to the side to dry off. Okay, we are going to forego the table for this one because we are gonna chop my Monstera Albo, and this one is too tall for the table. So this is 3 separate poles right now, and I'm gonna be cutting it to just the top pole and potting this one up to start over again. So I need my shears. I'm just gonna go ahead and get chopping here. Go here, I guess. Well, no, I'll go here. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, it's hard. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna attempt to cut into this moss to hopefully sever any roots so that I can just pull this off because it does not want to come off. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. That ended up being pretty easy. Okay, I'm gonna move up to the table again to do the repot for this plant, but while I'm down here, I want to pull this out of the leca and then transfer the leca to a pot so that I can boil it for reuse another time. So I'm just gonna quickly, oh my gosh, it might be kind of hard because there's a lot of roots in here. I will just fast forward this for you because I feel like this is gonna take me a minute. Okay, it literally took an hour to remove all of the leca from the roots, or the roots from the leca. And now I'm gonna fill this up with water and boil it. But I have other leca that's ready to go for us to repot the Monstera. Okay, so we're gonna be using one of the wavy leaf planters. Oh, this is kind of small, but I guess we are kind of growing out a new root system, so it should be fine. Okay, I guess that I will put this in first and then we'll fill it up. Oh. Oh no, am I gonna have to remove one of the leaves? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to remove the lowest leaf. That's better. Okay, you can't see anything, so I'll see you once this is filled up with leca. Okay, this is potted back into the leca. It will be kind of fun to watch this put roots out again and to be able to see the progress in this clear pot. I am going to, of course, pop an extension onto this because we are growing over the moss pole. So I'll do that and then we will get this finalized in the cover pot there. Oh shoot, I totally forgot that I wanted to put this one in here too. Uh-oh. Okay, that looks a lot better. I just want to trim some of these brown spots off to really get it all cleaned up. Cute. Is that it? I guess that's pretty much it. Okay, and then I just need to buckle in this part of the vine here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, I'm gonna go shower this before I stick it in the cover pot actually. Okay, that was a lot of work, but here is the finished result. I think that she looks really good, much more manageable. I put her in the self-watering pot. I think that the dark gray looks really nice. So yeah, she's just gonna dry off on the towel there for a bit and we're gonna move on to the Marble Queen pothos. The sun is blinding me, but this plant is almost as tall as me, which is crazy. Okay, so she is 1, 2, 3, 4 poles high. I think I'm gonna keep the top 2 poles on this one. So let's give her a chop down here. Oh, I'm scared I'm cutting the plastic. Eh. And I'm gonna do the same thing and try to cut some of the roots inside the pole so I can just cleanly pull this off. Oh my gosh. Okay, she is off. I'm tempted to put this one into leca as well. I have been growing this in soil or in, I think it's Molly's, but I don't know. I kind of want to do leca. I guess that's the nice thing about chop and extends. You can switch the medium if you want to because you're working with like a fresh cut and it can root into whatever. And the roots that are inside the pole are what is keeping the plant going and giving it the energy to establish a new root system into the medium. Okay, we have a white pot here. Where's the front? Okay, I thought that there was no front for a second. I was like, what is going on? And yeah, we're gonna do leca again because why not? Although I am fearing how many plants I'm putting into leca a little bit. It is easy to maintain and easy to pot up, But when it comes to the repots, like I literally just spent an hour removing leca from roots because I want to reuse the leca. Obviously, I don't want to just, I could just toss that and it would take 30 seconds, but I want to reuse it. That's part of the reason that I like leca. So you kind of have to commit to spending some time untangling it from roots, which is, you know, not great, but I guess it's just the price that needs to be paid. Oh my gosh, okay, what am I gonna do? Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to remove the lowest leaf again? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So again, I'm just gonna fill this up. Okay, here's the Marble Queen all showered and put in the cover pot under there. I like that it's kind of blocked because the white isn't my favorite, as we know, but and it also looks kind of funny because it's like the blue pole, clear blue, but we are slowly transitioning to having them all on the nice dark pole, so that's just an in-between kind of thing. Anyways, looking really stunning, and I can't wait to watch this one continuing to grow up the pole. Okay, next we have philodendron Jose Buono, which is 1, 2, 3 poles tall. Now this is currently living on the calyx shelf. I'm thinking about finding this a new spot, but we'll see. I just finished rearranging all of the plants, and now after we're like changing the heights of them and everything, things probably have to shift around a little bit again, but that's okay. That's just how it goes. So I'm gonna do 1 pole for this one. Cut down here. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so small, but that's what I'm wanting. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I think there's a lot of roots in this one. Oh, it's all the way down here. Whoopsies. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna take out a little bit of moss. I cut the stem a little bit short because I couldn't see that the pole went down this far, but it's okay, it doesn't really matter. So this is what we're working with. Look at the newest leaf. It is almost entirely variegated. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's been really sunny and warm in here lately, so the variegation is coming in hot. Look at the one before it, so pretty. I was thinking about getting rid of this philodendron when I did my downsize, because there's definitely philodendron that I love more than this one, but I just don't really have many variegated phylos, and I really do love the Jose Buono. It's such an easygoing plant, so I figured that I would hang on to it. Okay, I'm also gonna do leca for the Jose Buono, but I am onto the Amazon pots because I'm out of my wavy leaf ones in the larger size. But these ones are pretty nice. They have the insert as well. So I'm going to pop this guy in, and then actually I'm gonna put, because this one is a little bit different, I'm gonna put some leca and then I'm gonna stick this in so that it can hopefully like go up inside of this pole because it's entirely enclosed. This is an older style pole. Let's see how that works. Okay, I think that went pretty well actually. I'm gonna continue to fill this. Okay, that actually looks so cute how he's smaller like this, and I really like this darker pot as well. I am gonna pop an extension on here though, so I'll be right back to show you that. This is wild. The roots were growing up through this. Look at it. That was in the dripper, growing up the wicking cord, and look at all of the roots in there. That's crazy. Sorry, I need this back. Sorry. Oh my gosh, wild. Okay, we're only halfway through. We've done 4 and I have 4 more plants to do, but that took literally all afternoon and now I have a huge mess to clean up. So I'm gonna do that. I want to make dinner tonight. And then maybe we'll continue, but the lighting will be shite. So we'll either continue tonight or tomorrow morning. So I'll see you momentarily. Hello, it's the next morning. It is nice and sunny, but freezing. It was actually snowing a little bit, which is wild. And I am also waiting for a phone call from my doctor. I've been waiting for the past hour and a half. Fun times. When I'm waiting for an appointment or something, I get stuck in waiting mode or like freeze mode. So I was just like waiting for her to call, but now so much time has passed that I'm just kind of annoyed and I'm like, I need to carry on with my day. We're gonna start working on some moss poles. I did pull down all the plants that we are going to be finishing up today. I think that we will start with the just like pure extensions because that is very simple. Philodendron SP Silver needs, oh my gosh, this plant is so big, it's actually crazy. This one just needs an extension. As you can see, it is growing over, has like the chonkiest vine and growth point ever, and it's growing over the moss pole. So we just need to stick an extension on here real quick. So let's get started with that. I feel like that is simple enough for me to do while I am in waiting mode here. So ridiculous. I do have my cute little braids today. Take my hood off for this. Appointments honestly just ruin my day. Like, I don't know if anyone else can relate, but I just cannot get on with my life until they're finished. Which is why, whenever possible, I book them like as early as possible. But my doctor is always like a million hours behind schedule, even though my appointment should have been like one of the first ones. Anywho, enough about that. I'm just annoyed right now. Okay, I've got some more of these poles for us to work with. It's annoying. So I've just been like stuck waiting.
It's hard to do anything.
It's hard to do anything, exactly. Okay, let's remove, oh, that was easy. Okay, oh, there are a couple little roots that we're trying to grow up there. This philodendron did have spider mites. Where's my pole? Oh, right here. This philodendron did have spider mites a bit ago, but I treated it a couple times with the, I think I just did my DIY, and they don't appear to be back, so that is grand. All right, I'm just going to fill this up. This is a very quick and easy one. Okay, so this one is all finished. We have a nice extension on there. So now there's 2 poles. The next time it reaches the top, I will be doing a chop and extend. So I need to keep up with watering to make sure that we build up a nice root system in here. But yeah, there he is. And I think that I'm going to try this plant in a different spot too. I was just kind of moving things around this morning and I put it in the living room and it looks really cool having a nice pillowy full plant there. So I'm gonna try it out over there and see how it does. It has been a weird as heck day around here. My doctor's appointment was like 4 hours late. We went for our walk and it was randomly snowing. It's not anymore, but what a weird day. Okay, so the good thing is that I feel like yesterday I did the hardest manual labor when it came to these pole extensions, and today we have the easier things. So I finished the SP Silver. Can you see it right there? and I showered it off and everything, and now we're moving on to the Mandula Pothos. This is one that has been doing really well on the pole, and I want to continue to see it sizing up. So we are just going to be popping an extension onto here, and I actually made the rest of our extensions off camera so that it would be faster while I was waiting for my phone appointment. Oh, I need to add a little bit more moss into here. Okay, so we are, and wow, this one is actually all dark colored poles. So that is stunning. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have a lot of the vine growing over the pole right now, so I'm just gonna actually I'm gonna open like all of these up, and just because this is such a thin vine, some plants the vine is too thick to really put in all the buckles, but this one is so thin it can just be like strapped right in all the way up. So I'm just gonna do that. Oh my gosh, this one could honestly use another extension already, but I'm not prepared for that because then I would need to find a different place to put this plant. I'm not prepared for that right now. So gosh, hopefully these nodes will all just root in, and then when it's time to extend it, then I can do a chop and extend, because I like where this is right now up on the wall, and I don't want to have to find a different spot for it. All done. Again, I'm gonna pop this in, actually this one is kind of moist, so I'm gonna wait to shower it until it's thirsty. So this one is done. Okay, next we are finally going to be potting up my philodendron Majestic. This used to be one of my top favorite philodendrons. I think some years it was even my #1 favorite philodendron. And I've had to kind of chop it back and restart it over the years. But I really want to grow this back out again because I know just how much I love it when it is a big, lush, healthy plant. Oh my gosh, we even have a new leaf coming in there. That's so cutie. I love new leaves on Majestic. It's actually probably my favorite like emergent leaf plant when it comes to philodendron. They just look so red, and you can see some of the like puffiness, and yeah, they just look amazing. So this is a really fun one to watch grow. So this one I'm thinking of putting on the wall where the El Guapo was. Now the El Guapo is moved, so I think this one is going to be taking its place. And because it's going on the wall, I'm going to be potting it up into Molly's Aeroid mix because semi-hydro is just a little bit too heavy to be hanging off the wall. To me, at least, I'm just not comfortable with it. So this is going to be super, super quick. Oh my gosh, I have to put the dripper back on the Mandula. Why am I not remembering that name today? I have my pole all ready to go, so that's super, super easy. Yeah, these chores today, like, I'm just flying through them. Okay. That's perfect. Do we have two different? Yeah, we have two different plants here. I'm just gonna roll with that. The root system is kind of intertwined, and I think I'm happy with 2 vines in here. I don't really see any reason to go in and mess around with that. So I'm just gonna dig a little divot for this to go into. And I'll just fill it up, and then I'll get this all situated on the pole. Okay, perfect. So we have this vine right here that can be attached. So we have 1, 2, oh my gosh, this could already be extended. Okay, maybe I will go ahead and pop an extension on there. But let's get this kind of clipped in for now. So that's, Okay, this is looking crazy. It's gonna have to straighten out a little bit, but this is already surpassing the pole. So we are going to add an extension, or else this is kind of pointless. Boop. Fill in this gap a little bit. And then I'm gonna open up this one. So now it's in contact with the moss. Oh, get back in there. Oh, also I broke a nail yesterday from doing these pole extensions. So RIP. Okay, the final and perhaps most exciting plant, at least to me, this is my Philodendron Glorious. This is a cutting that I took off of my main plant. It has gone way too long without being potted up though. You can see it's vining quite a lot. It is propagating in jumbo perlite, which worked great, but I of course just put off potting this up. So I'm excited about this because this is going to be replacing the current big Glorious that I have beside the Millsbo tall cabinet. Now that plant is so iconic to me. I love it in that spot. I love everything about it. I think it's just stunning. But that one is looking a little worse for wear, and the pole, I don't even water the pole anymore. It's just holding it up basically. It's not actually providing like a substrate for root growth because it's bone dry. Long story short, it dried out over the fall, and I figured that I was just gonna restart it anyways because I wanted to try semi-hydro to grow my Glorious. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be starting the replacement plant. We have another one of these Amazon self-watering pots, and I have my Leca here, and you know what? I might even need 2 poles for this one as well. So I'm gonna quickly do those off camera, and then we will get this one all potted up. Okay. So, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I need to dig this guy out of here. Oh boy. Okay, some of the roots definitely broke off, but we're still working with a pretty decent amount. Okay, that is perfect. Let's get her strapped in. And then I'll have to make sure that the pole is straight and everything, and then I do have an extension made as well. Oh dear, that's really crooked. There we go. Okay, so this one is all set up. Honestly, it's gonna need a 3rd extension soon, which is kind of crazy, but that's okay. Better late than never to get this one going. I'm really excited to see how this one grows for me in semi-hydro versus soil, because I've only ever grown this plant in soil, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we will see how it goes. I am gonna pop this in the shower and rinse it through, and then I'm gonna find a dripper to stick on this one as well. Okay, I just finished arranging the leaves with S-hooks to have them a little bit more compact to the pole, because a lot of these climbers have long petioles. Plants like this one aren't bad, like that's pretty short. I don't really need to pin it up or anything, but these ones can be really long, as you can see. So I use S-hooks to pin them closer to the moss pole, and then it brings them to the center, and the S-hooks end up being mostly hidden. So I feel like that made these two look a lot better. The Majestic is looking stunning. Glorious is looking much better as well. So I'm really happy with these so far. I'm happy with all of the extensions that we did, and I cannot wait to watch them all settle in and grow. So that is it. We are officially done all of the moss pole chores that I've been putting off for the last like 6 months. Stay tuned, hit subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet, because I will of course be updating on how all of these plants are doing. I will link everything down below that I used, and if you have any other questions, just let me know. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.